Lakers and Mavericks just made the biggest trade in NBA history. Never before had we seen two top 10 stars traded for each other in their primes, and it stunned the entire world. In his press conference, Mavericks GM Nico Harrison made it clear hardly anyone besides him and Rob Pelinka knew about this deal beforehand.
And Rob and I were able to have, really intense conversations over the course of, 3 or 4 weeks that started out as a coffee that, was more, hey, would you ever, I don't know, would I? Let me think of, and then it built upon that, and we kept it between us. We had to keep it tight.
Which also means they didn't really shop Luka around for a better deal, which is a choice. And it gave us a rare glimpse into players' reactions around the league, as everyone was shocked that Luka was traded in the first place.
Insane, well, it's crazy.
And I'm still struggling to completely understand how it's possible that the Mavericks only got one first-round pick back for someone as brilliant as Luka Doncic, the face of their franchise since he got there, and the guy that had just led them to their first NBA Finals in over a decade. Now that the initial shock has worn off, it's time to break down how these two players could actually fit together on the court in JJ Redick's offense. One question is how the usage will break down. And one encouraging sign is that for the first time since AD had been in LA, LeBron's usage was not the highest on the team, indicating a willingness to defer to his younger teammates a little bit. So let's look at how LeBron was utilizing the offense off ball to generate shots. JJ liked getting him coming off of pin downs in the corner, and Luka could easily make these passes for good looks at the rim. Luka got the same action in Dallas, so him and LeBron are essentially interchangeable. But Luka is even more willing than LeBron to find open shooters once he draws the defense's focus to the lane. The thing about Luka is that he commands the focus of the entire defense, meaning LeBron should be able to feed off that gravity and get more space. As soon as they begin to run this Princeton action with the handoff into reversal, if this was Luka out top, all eyes would be glued to him and LeBron could take advantage by rubbing off the pin down for an easy and open three. It's not hard to lure an extra defender to Luka when he's on the perimeter, even if this was LeBron James one pass away, and they'll be able to generate open threes without having to run much offense at all. The one fear I have is that with two players this good offensively, the offense could slowly get rid of possessions like this, where supreme ball and player movement utilizing the high post and slip screens generate an in-rhythm corner three for LeBron. But it probably wouldn't matter much, as they could condense the offense into a series of small advantages into big advantages, and you have to imagine that Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and Austin Reeves would feed off of it for a lot of open threes. Luka played in 70 games last year, and he was the main reason why the Mavericks ranked second in three-point frequency. His ability to draw the defense and manipulate them with no-look passes will no doubt raise the Lakers' three-point volume considerably, and it's something they need to do considering they currently rank 23rd in the league in this category. I also think those threes will be easier to make and they can improve upon their 18th ranked three-point percentage. The Lakers have a couple of ways to go about this. They can space these two as far apart from each other as possible and stretch the defense to its breaking point. Or they can involve them in 2- and 3-man actions that will put their opponents in some impossible situations. We're already seeing LeBron move off ball and off screens more than any time I can remember. And imagine him setting a ball screen for Luka, then cutting off a flare screen from the center. Watch how Monk jumps to the ball, putting him in perfect position to get screened where LeBron can get an open catch and shoot. They like to run horns a lot, and here's a way to get Luka the ball near the elbow, then flare LeBron off the other elbow screen for a good look from behind the arc. Or they could separate them farther and have LeBron start in the deep corner. Again, Luka getting a catch this close to the basket would concern the defense greatly, enabling LeBron to slide up behind the pin down screen for another open look for three. I'd love to see both of them at the elbows. Watch how Luka could come around for the handoff from LeBron. The defense would have a very tough choice here, and we've certainly seen Luka get downhill and throw beautiful dimes to the corner just like this. And if they can't get the shot off, the Lakers have been far and away a better passing team than in years past. And it's almost unfair to have someone like LeBron finishing up this beautiful ball movement into the lane. Here's Dallas running a similar set out of horns where Luka starts in the corner and gets multiple screens before getting the handoff. Imagine LeBron James giving it to him and rolling to the hoop. Does the defense risk switching this and letting Luka attack? Do they jump the ball with two defenders and let Luka pass right over them? These are very difficult questions. They could simplify their horn set by just utilizing Luka's incredible passing and LeBron's superior strength. Just cut LeBron from the deep corner to the low post and toss it to him. There isn't much you can do to stop this, so expect to see it called several times a game. There are so many ways for this team to score that if I wanted to make money, I go to Prize Picks and choose the over on every player they give me on the Lakers. This is by far the most fun I have had on any app when trying to figure out whether players will get more or less in certain stats. Now they've got a special deal for the big game next Sunday. Patrick Mahomes only needs one passing yard for you to win that square. Will Saquon Barkley rush for more than 112.5 yards? Make sure to check the Prize Picks app daily for up-to-date player projections, and you can now win up to 1,000 times your money, and I know when these picks hit, I'll get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. Best of all, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Watch for this action with Luka getting the high post entry pass and LeBron getting the back screen at the other elbow. Even if they rotate properly, LeBron won't be bothered by a guard trying to stop him under the basket. The more elbow touches they can get out of their offense for Luka, the better LeBron will be. Watch what happens when they deny LeBron the pass out top. They could cut Luka up for the pass and then hit LeBron on the blind pig action for an easy cram shot. While they might end up saving the pick and roll between these two for late game situations and then the playoffs, I'm not sure we've ever had a potential pick and roll pairing like this. And their skill sets and methods are also different, so trying to key in on how to defend this seems virtually impossible as well. Deciding who gets to handle the ball might be a bit of a tug of war, but I believe Luka will win that argument more often than not, and having LeBron as a target in the roll and the pop is formidable. If Austin Reeves could run his man into LeBron and make a pass like this for the double pump dunk, then multiply it by a lot when it's Luka Doncic running it with him. Anytime the Lakers need to score down the stretch, they can turn to this action with Luka orchestrating and LeBron locomoting, and they'll get a great shot. Spain pick and roll is another set in their arsenal as they add a third player to back screen the ball screener's man. Watch how LeBron's man has to switch onto the center rolling to the hoop while Reeves draws both defenders' attention. That leaves LeBron wide open as he continues to shoot one of the highest three-point percentages of his career the past 2 seasons. I just don't see LeBron handling the ball in these sets. So imagine Luka out top getting the screen from LeBron, then a shooter like Connect back screening for him. Luka makes this pass every day of the week. Here it is again, and when it's a shooter setting the back screen, the defense doesn't want to leave him when he pops out for 3, and that will open up lobs like this, where LeBron continues to defy gravity at 40 years old. Even better, put LeBron in that far corner and let Luka use the ball screen, fake the pass to that shooter out top, and there's LeBron back cutting along the baseline for the easy flush. While Luka has gone away from the post-up recently, LeBron has ramped up his touches down low, and they are both so clever down there that JJ had better make sure they get at least 5 or 6 post-ups each per game. It's not just their ability to score on a variety of turnarounds, fadeaways, and spin moves. The cutting around them should lure help defenders their way, and these two are some of the best post passers we have in the game. And I'd get out of my chair if they could get Luka cutting off a LeBron deep catch for a nice pass and finish. And I know LeBron will find the seams in the defense to get open, and Luka will no doubt find him. While the excitement is palpable and the offensive highlights will no doubt be fast and furious, I think everyone is concerned about how they'll stop anybody. Anthony Davis was by far their best defender, and now they're left with the possibility of relying on Jackson Hayes as their only real big man. The Lakers were already suffering from poor defensive habits and rotations with Davis in the lineup. And now they're adding a guy who isn't terrible defensively, but could easily be a target for prepared defenses in a 7-game playoff series. I believe Luka's worst defensive plays were due to being banged up and playing on a painful knee. But if he can get that healed, he'd be serviceable on this end. But LeBron certainly hasn't been able to be a defensive playmaker for a long time, and I just don't think they can pull this off with a deep playoff run unless they make another trade for a legit defensive big man. In the regular season, sure, they can get into the shootouts and come out on top with these two giving us scintillating highlights nightly. But unless Jared Vanderbilt can clone himself a few times, their defense will hover near the bottom of the league, and that means an early round exit. But it would be worth it, to be honest. The Lakers could not pass up the chance to trade for a top 3 player while only giving up AD, 1 first-round pick, and 2 role players. You simply have to make this trade. But do they find out there were underlying reasons why Dallas was so willing to part with their franchise player? I certainly hope that's not the case, and we're treated to a lot of fun and clever passing while waiting for another trade to happen before the deadline.